Hello, everyone. It is my honor to welcome you all to the seventh seminar of Aspire4Impact series. Today, we're here to talk about financing the team. My name is Azra Marash, and I'm the lead of the award sub-team in 6429 Fourth Dimension.
And I'm Zeynep, also a part of the award sub-team in 6429 Fourth Dimension.
Our team is proud to be a part of the Aspire4Impact series, collaborating with several other amazing impact finalists, 1511 Rolling Thunder, 3990 Tech for Kids, 5614 Team Sycamore, 6652 Tigress, 6429 Fourth Dimension, and 6865 Monotolian Metal. Zeynep, you can continue. Each seminar will be conducted on Sunday, 11 a.m. AST, and our next and last seminar will focus on sustainability and BP. And we would like to remind you that these sessions will be recorded and will be shared on social media. Keep in mind that if you choose to ask any questions or write in the chat, your input will also be recorded as a part of the session. Because of this, we advise you to ask your questions after the presentations are over. Speaking of questions, we're here to guide you, so do not hesitate to ask us anything that you have in mind. In this seminar, Team 6429 and 6865 will be presenting, so let's hear from them. Monotolian Metal.
Hi, so we're Manitoulin Metal. We are a 2023 Impact finalist, and my name is Alex. I am our team's captain and business and awards lead, and I will let my partner here introduce herself.
Finance lead for 6865.
And I am lead mentor for 6865, Jana Bauer.
With that being said, we can continue with our presentations. As you may already know, securing a diverse range of funding resources is essential for the sustainability of any FRCT. To ensure a stable financial foundation, we can focus on four main sponsorship resources: local businesses, corporate sponsorships, team-led fundraisers, and team member contributions. Today, I'll be explaining how these resources can support your team, and then I'll share some tips on securing your sponsorships. Firstly, collaborating with local businesses creates a win-win situation for both sides. By supporting your team, these businesses gain community recognition and potential customer loyalty. For example, our team works closely with the industrial sector to provide mechanical parts for our robot. These type of partnerships not only helps us access essential resources, but also provides these businesses with increased visibility in their community. In addition to local businesses, corporate sponsorships can also provide support. Many large corporations actively seek opportunities to contribute to STEM projects as a part of their social responsibility goals. By identifying companies that share your team's values, you can craft sponsorships proposals that will align with their mission and objectives, increasing the chances of forming a lasting partnership. While external sponsorships are crucial, team-led fundraisers offer a direct and creative way to generate financial support. For example, last week, our team, Fourth Dimension, organized a kermesse. It's something like a charity fair where each member brought homemade food and then we sold them at school. This event not only raised funds, but also allowed us to connect with our community and spread awareness about our mission. Activities like these showcase your team's dedication to sustain your efforts. Finally, although optional, team member contributions can also play an important role. Small monthly contributions from members can add up and provide a steady source of funding for immediate needs. For instance, our team has a system where every member contributes a small amount of money each month. This shows that we as a team are willing to invest in ourselves. So you can consider a system like ours in your team as well. To sum everything that I've said, diversifying your funding resources ensures that you're not overly reliant on one single stream, but you're actually safeguarding your operations against potential financial downturns. We can continue. Knowing where to look for funding is only the first step. Now let's discuss the methods that we can use to connect with potential sponsors effectively. First, start by researching relevant companies. Identify businesses or organizations that align with your team's mission and values, particularly those that focus on STEM or community engagement. Finding the right match increases the chances of forming lasting partnerships, as these companies are more likely to support initiatives that resonate with their goals. Next up is leveraging existing networks. You can utilize connections that you already have, whether through your alumni, family, team members, or your school's network. Personal recommendations and introductions can help establish trust and make your outreach more effective. Once you identify potential sponsors, direct outreach becomes crucial. Contacting sponsors through personalized emails, phone calls, or meetings allows you to present your team's mission and goals clearly. A well crafted pitch tailored to the sponsor's values can make all the difference in capturing their interest and securing their support. In addition to direct outreach, it's essential to utilize social media. Building a strong online presence by sharing your achievements and team activities can attract sponsors who value visibility and community impact. Regular updates on platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn showcases your team's dedication and create opportunities for potential sponsors to engage with your journey. Finally, consider creating sponsorship packages. By offering tiered packages, you can clearly outline what sponsors will gain from supporting your team. These benefits might include having their logo featured on your team's materials, or being acknowledged at events, or receiving public recognition on your social media pages. A professional and organized approach like this makes it easier for sponsors to see the value in partnering with your team. In summary, finding the right sponsorship requires consistent effort. By implementing the methods that I've talked about, you can secure the resources that you need while building a long-term relationship that will benefit both your team and your supporters. Thank you for listening to me today. Now my team member Zeynep will be explaining a different form of sponsorship, which is grants. Zeynep, you may have the stage.
Okay, first of all, what are grant applications? Grant applications are formal request forms for funding given by big corporations to individuals or groups such as FRC teams. Companies like Boeing, Haas, FedEx, and Dow open their grant applications to robotic teams each year for us to apply. Well, First Inspires has a website designated for FRC, FTC, and FLL teams to apply for financial support with the qualifications and the deadlines of each sponsorship application given in the website. An important thing to remember about applying for grants is that each application will have its own requirements, so it's important to write the submissions accordingly. Now, on how to write grant applications. First thing is to understand requirements. Reading the guidelines is important to make sure your team is eligible to apply for the grant. And then there is outlining the team goals, describing the team's mission, achievements, and the ways this funding will support your team, for example, through materials or outreach or competition fees. Budget breakdown is to provide a clear and detailed budget for the requested funds, talking about how and where the money is going to go. And then there's showcasing impact, which is highlighting how the team benefits students, promotes team, and engages the community. This is the part where you have to differentiate yourself from the other teams and make sponsors choose you. Then there's of course proofreading to review for clarity and completeness before submitting your essay. Thank you for listening to me.
Hi, so 6865 is going to be presenting about partnerships, which is a different form of funding your team apart from sponsorships. So what are partnerships? And so it's organizations that work with your team, and it's not just like where you receive money and you run with it. It's like a reciprocal relationship between you and this partner. So it's like it says on the slide, it's an exchange. So an example of this could be they do a fundraiser for you, but you have to volunteer at the fundraiser and stuff like that. So it's sharing responsibility for how successful the money raised or like the materials raised is. And if you look on to the side of the slide, we have an example of some of our partnerships. So the Lions Club, and it's based Spring Bay Lions Club, and so they helped us fundraise for Worlds with a 50-50. And so half the proceeds went to us, but we had to sell the 50/50 tickets in order to raise the money, but they don't want organizing it. So stuff like that, but it can take many different forms. Next slide, please. All right, so how do we find and create partnerships? So like I said previously, partnerships can take many different forms, and it's important to be specific in the kind of partnership you're looking for, but also be open to others, just because there are so many different ways that this can work. A good way to find partners is to be present in your community, and this also helps with a bunch of other aspects of your team. So, being there at fairs and different shows and volunteering your time is really important to get the name of your team out there, and more partners are more likely to reach out, or you're more able to like introduce yourself to these partners. If you want to go and seek partners yourself, you can research these organizations and reach out to them and propose your ideas on how a partnership would work, how something would benefit them and also benefit you. Another important thing after you've established this connection is to maintain communication with them, whether that's through emails like 6429 said, like personalized emails and phone calls, and like packages that you can send out. Next, you'll need to brainstorm what you can do for them and what they can do for you. So, most of the time, this will be some sort of monetary donation or fundraising for your team, and then you will give back by like advertising and promoting their business or organization. But it can also look a little different as well. Like I said, there's so many different forms that partnerships can take. So if you look onto the side of the slide again, we have more posters. And so this is like just an example. So these are both dinner nights that were fundraisers for our team. And so at the roast beef dinner, we volunteered and helped serve. And for the sushi fundraiser, we helped advertise and promote this business. So each organization that's involved needs to have a clear idea of what their goals are for that partnership, and then you also need to have an idea of what your goals are for this. So if your team wants more publicity and the business also wants some publicity, you can make an agreement that makes it work so you can work together and help each other out. It's kind of like a cooperation in a way. And lastly, you'll need like a proposal for these um, businesses. And this is where your brainstorming comes in, when you have a clear idea of what you want from them and what they might want from you. And you'll want to have this pretty clearly laid out just to make sure that no steps are skipped and everything runs smoothly. Next slide, please. So these are just some examples of different forms partnerships can take, but there is so many more and so many creative things that you can do with your partnerships. And so I'm just going to talk a bit about the Spring Bay Providence Bay Lions Club. And so this was talked a little bit about on the first slide. So what they did for us is they organized a fundraiser golf tournament and a 50/50 contest with proceeds going towards our team. And what we did is we advertised both of these things and volunteered at the events, both at the golf tournament, and we sold the 50/50 tickets. And then we recognized them um, on our social media and sponsor board as we would like just a regular sponsor. And so we got money in this exchange, and this initiative actually raised our team $10,000, and that was like, we were very, very grateful for this partnership, and it really supported our team last year. And they got a lot of positive publicity. They got shown on our team socials, and we posted about it. But they are also a more of a like volunteer organization, and they organize events like this a lot. So we're very grateful for their help. Bear Sushi. Oh, service group. Sorry, I was trying to find the words. So Bear Sushi, they did like a dinner night, and they hosted a night where 10% of their profits went to us. And so we advertised to help them on our social media and stuff to get more customers going into their business. And so we got money in return. And so this raised over $1,000 for our team. And they got a higher amount of customers that night, good publicity. And I think they sold so much sushi. They sold like $9,000 worth of sushi. It was kind of crazy. And yeah, so these are just some examples, but keep in mind that there's a plethora of different ways that you can do partnerships. So another one is we have a partnership with Manitoulin Streams, and they donated trees for us to plant, and then we planted the trees. So it can be something like that too. It doesn't always have to be money. And I'll let Alexis talk about communication.
Thank you, Alex. So after establishing these partners, it's really important to keep a line of communication open, as it's really crucial in the relationship. So hosting events to promote the partnership further is also very important. So what we did is we hosted an open house two now, and we had a breakfast last year after Worlds that we invited all of our partners to and all of our sponsors to, just to see what we're doing so they know where their money and resources are going and like what we're doing. So and then we also reach out periodically, so we make sure to send like those personalized emails to them and check in, see if there's anything that we can help them with, and also let them know what we're up to. And it's also very important to create a mentor connection. So you have a mentor that can reach out and make sure that everything's still good and you know what's going on with each other. So after our partnerships, a lot of businesses had gained more popularity, which then in turn benefits us as well. Yes. We also
Thank you.
have more. Sorry, Alex. We also have more upcoming sponsor or partnerships as well. So another one that we're having in January is R&R Eats,
which is another like fundraiser dinner sort of thing. So thank you guys so much for listening to 6865's presentation, and thank you, Alexis, for presenting with me.
Zeynep, I think you can close the recording now.